It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to December 3rd of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were in Buffalo to take on the Sabres on the second day of back-to-backs over the course of this weekend. Andrew Burnett deployed his line combinations defense pairings in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sherwood, Parson, and Evangelista, Trennan, Sissons, and Smith make up your third line. Jankowski, freshly called up from Milwaukee, getting an opportunity with McCarron and Tomasino. McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Fabro, Stastny, and Shen are your defensive pairings. UC Saros gets an opportunity to start in net. 1:10 into the first period, it's Luukkonen coming up with a save on Yakov Trenin, the first shot on goal of the game. At 1:20 of the first period, it's Cousins coming up with a shot that has to be stopped by UC Saros, his first touch of the game. 2:07 of the first, Luukkonen a save on Jankowski through traffic. 3:18, Saros comes with a save on Skinner at close range. That always troublesome Skinner. 4:41 of the first period, Saros comes up with a save on Rosen at 5:57 of the first period. Saros comes with a save on Skinner's one-timer. Teams back and forth trading opportunities. Now it's the Preds' opportunity at 6:19 in the first period. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Nyquist plus the follow-up jam by Luzon. 7:06 of the first, Saros comes with a save on Cousins plus the rebound follow-up. 9:35 of the first period, Luukkonen now comes up with a save on O'Reilly's heavy shot. O'Reilly, a noticeable presence early in this game. At 9:40 of the first period, it's Philip Forsberg's 13th goal of the season, breaking through for the Nashville Predators, giving them a 1-0 lead. It was a wrist shot off of O'Reilly's face-off win. Forsberg used the traffic still in the face-off circle to go ahead and use that as a screen to go ahead and beat Luukkonen. Forsberg's 13th of the season gets the Preds on the boards, but at 10:54, it's Yakov Trenin's 5th goal of the season, which is a deflection off of Colton Sissons' long shot, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead. An incredible deflection in front by Yakov Trenin on this play. 12:02 of the first period, it's Luukkonen coming up with a save on Parsonen. At 13:11 of the first period, UC Saros coming up with a save on Okposo. At 14:31 of the first, it's Rasmus Dahlin off to the box 2 minutes for hooking our first penalty call of the game. It's going to be Luukkonen coming up with a save on O'Reilly, then Luukkonen another save on Nyquist. One more save on Parsonen plus the rebound jam before the end of the Nashville Predators power play. Nashville Predators pouring on the pressure, but Luukkonen is able to hold. 18:49 of the first period, it's Luukkonen coming up with a save on O'Reilly from the slot. A robbery of a save with the glove left. O'Reilly looking up towards the rafters, wondering why did that puck not find its way into the net. At the end of the first period, the Nashville Predators are outscoring Buffalo 2-0 and out shooting the Buffalo Sabres 14-11. On to the clean sheet and into the second period, we're 1:24 in, and it's Luukkonen going to work early, coming with a save on Cole Smith off of the rush. Then at 2:01, coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. At 3:29 of the second period, Luukkonen comes up with a save on O'Reilly. Meddlesome O'Reilly yet again out there getting another scoring opportunity. At 6:09 of the second period, UC Saros coming up with a save on Dahlin. The first shot on goal of the period for the Buffalo Sabres. It comes at 6:09 of the period. 7:36 of the second, Luukkonen comes up with a save on Gus Nyquist. 8:56, Luukkonen another save on Shen's long shot. At 10:02 of the second period, right past the middle point of the game, we see Luzon getting called for the trip, and we see Olofsson being awarded a penalty shot, and he is finishing easily with an explosive backhand to forehand move going high underneath the bar. Olofsson's third goal of the season comes on the penalty shot, putting Buffalo on the board. The Nashville Predators still lead the Sabres 2-1 in this game, and for UC Saros, the third penalty shot he's faced against this season. At 10:14, UC Saros back to work immediately. The Buffalo Sabres gaining some momentum from that goal. Here's a save on Tuck. At 10:25, Saros a save on Skinner. At 11:59, Saros a save on Cousins. At 12:28, UC Saros continues the work, coming with a save on Jostin. Then at 14:24, UC Saros another save on Skinner. And at the 15:49 mark of the second period, UC Saros coming up with a save on Cousins' backhand. It is UC Saros putting in the work and keeping the Nashville Predators in this game. Buffalo Sabres gaining all kinds of momentum after scoring that goal on the penalty shot and just taking over the ice and tilting it in their favor here in the second period. At 16:39, Luukkonen clocks back in, does a little bit of work, coming with a save on Mark Jankowski, as Jankowski is the only Predator to be able to break through in quite some time. At 17:49 of the second period, it's Luukkonen again coming up with another another save on Jankowski again. So again, Jankowski seems to be the only Pred out there making things happen. At 19:16 of the second periods, UC Stars come in with another save on Cousins. We hit the end of the second period. We end up with a large scrum. Players have to be separated. It took quite some time to get the players off of the ice. At the end of the second period, it's 2-1 in favor of the Nashville Predators, but the Buffalo Sabres are now out shooting the Nashville Predators 23-22 here in this game in Buffalo. Second day of back-to-backs for the Nashville Predators. Let's see what kind of legs they have left going into the third period. At the 20-minute mark, we would find out during intermission there would be matching minors called. It would be Krebs and Sissons. Krebs for Buffalo, Sissons for Nashville. Off to the box, 2 minutes each for roughing. So we would start the third period with a 4-on-4 scenario, and absolutely nothing would happen during that 4-on-4 scenario. That's why we find ourselves all the way at the 3:20 mark of the third period before we get the first shot on goal of the period, and it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Kyle Okposo at 4:02 of the third. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Skinner. Follow that up 29 seconds later with another save on Skinner. UC Saros and Skinner locked in battle in this game, and they have been locked in battle for many, many years, actually. 5:42 of the third period. It's Luukkonen coming up with a save. Mark Jankowski again on the play for the Nashville Predators, being one of the only ones to break through in the offense. McCarron setting the traffic and the screen in front of the first shot on goal for the period for the Nashville Predators comes at the 5:42 mark of the third period. At 6:38 of the third period, it's Luukkonen coming up with a save on Luzon at 7:09 of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a sprawling desperation save on Cousins. It was the best save of the game. UC Saros completely laid out on the belly, making the save with the side of his body sliding way out of the crease, but maintaining the puck and keeping the puck from going into the net again. At 7:09 of the third period in a one-goal game, UC Saros coming up with easily the biggest save of this game. Highlight reel stuff. 5-star save right here. You can add as many adjectives as you want to it. It's not going to quite add up to it. It was a great save and a timely save and an important save in a one-goal game. That was at 7:19. We're now at 7:30 of the third period. It's Forsberg. He goes wide on the breakaway, so after Saros comes up with the big sprawling save, Philip Forsberg goes the other way, gets a breakaway, and ends up missing the attempt wide, tries the stuff and jam attempt 2, 3, maybe 4 times before finally has his stick removed from his hands and thrown like a javelin. The referee just kind of shrugged and looked at Philip Forsberg, who could not quite understand what happened right there. 8:49 of the third period. It's UC Saros going back to work, and this time it is a save on Jost at 10:11 of the third period. It's Saros coming up with a save on Cousins again. This is the 30th shot on goal for the Buffalo Sabres coming at the midway point of the third period. The Sabres just pouring on the offense. They continue on with that. 11:30 of the third period as UC Saros has come up with a sharp angle save on Benson at the post. UC Saros locked into the post and tracked that puck perfectly at 13:39 of the third period. It's Luukkonen coming up with a save on O'Reilly. Parsonen getting to the net, going to the dirty area and setting the screen. At 14:24, though, it's UC Saros right back to work at important minutes right here. 14:24, Saros a save on Dahlin. We would go a couple of minutes without a shot on goal, but 17:19, Saros comes up with another save on Dahlin. Dahlin was really wheeling and dealing and trying to make the play from the blue line out there, and he had some really good, strong looks at it. At the 18-minute mark of the third period, we get to the empty net scenario. Nashville Predators would do an incredible job keeping things mostly to the outside and mostly under control. At 19:22, Saros would have to come up with a save on Cousins, and at 19:59, right at the buzzer, UC Saros would come up with one last save. It would have counted if it had gotten past Saros. Your final in this game, the Nashville Predators strap in and hang on for seemingly the final 40-plus minutes of this game. They win this game 2-1. The Buffalo Sabres outshoot the Nashville Predators 35-29. The Buffalo Sabres went from 11 shots on goal in the first to 23 at the end of the second to 35 at the end of the third. The Buffalo Sabres able to pour the pressure on the Nashville Predators. The Preds had 14 shots in the first and scored 2 goals, easily their best period. After that, declining results and also declining gas mileage on the legs in the second night of back-to-back. But UC Saros showed why he's a franchise goaltender and did exactly what he needed to do on this second night of back-to-back. On this road trip in Buffalo, UC Saros steals a game in the third period, securing the 1-goal victory for this Nashville Predators team. Impressive stuff for the Preds after losing to the New York Rangers on home ice just yesterday. You gave us 10 minutes. We gave you the entire game. That is the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got analysis, box box score, all the numbers and opinions coming up, and so much more right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.